Chloe. No last name. Just the girl who owns 47 lip glosses, 3 chipped plates, one very dramatic houseplant named Kevin, who has already commissioned a tiny director's chair with his name on it, and every single clock in the apartment blinking 12 full, like they have collectively decided to stage a full-on existential crisis, stands barefoot in her living room at 9:18 p.m. on a Thursday that smells like melted vanilla candle, warm electricity, and the kind of golden anticipation that makes the air feel thick enough to taste, wearing an oversized off-the-shoulder lavender hoodie that has completely surrendered the fight to stay on either shoulder, and the softest black cotton shorts ever invented. They're basically a rumor with pockets and a death wish. Hair twisted up in a knot, held together by a chewed-up pencil, 2 bobby pins, 1 paperclip, and the sheer force of whatever cosmic forces handle power surges, when 3 calm, confident knocks land on her door. You guys, I'm Chloe, 22, fairy lights glowing low and conspiratorial even though the power just flickered like it was winking at me. Lo-fi playlist on its 9th hour of the slowest, filthiest beat it owns. Every clock in the place flashing 12 always like it's Y2K all over again. Kevin the plant side-eyeing me from the windowsill like he's already sold the exclusive rights to Netflix. And this is happening right now, 9:18 p.m. on a Thursday, that just looked at every boring household task and said, "Hold my screwdriver. Hit subscribe, ring the bell, comment the last time. Let me reset your clocks." Turned into losing track of time forever. Let's go. I open the door. Everett is leaning against the frame like he was sculpted there. Soft charcoal Henley with the sleeves shoved high enough to commit multiple felonies. Dark jeans that hug in ways that should require a permit. Salt and pepper hair a little tousled like he's been raking his hands through it. Green eyes crinkled with that half-amused, half-helpful, fully lethal look that could restart a dead heart. He's holding a tiny screwdriver in one hand, an iced coffee in the other, and the kind of calm confidence that makes the hallway feel suddenly very small. "Saw your lights do the disco from upstairs," he says, voice low and lazy and warm enough to melt the polar ice caps. "Figured your microwave was probably having a full identity crisis. Need a hand before the entire apartment resets to the Stone Age?" I laugh, too loud, too breathless, already toast, and swing the door wide. "Every clock is blinking like it's auditioning for a rave. Come save me before I live in eternal noon and Kevin stages a coup." He steps inside, kicks the door shut with his heel, and the apartment instantly shrinks to the size of one shared heartbeat. We start in the kitchen, microwave first, because it's the loudest and most dramatic offender. He leans over the counter, sleeves pushed higher, forearms doing things that should be illegal, reading the manual I definitely threw away on day 1. I stand way too close, supervising, hip brushing his every time I reach past him for absolutely no reason. Buttons get pressed, numbers flash. We both lose it when it accidentally sets to 8888 and beeps like we just activated time travel. He resets it to 9:27 p.m. actual time, while I pretend I'm not cataloging the way his shoulders move under the Henley. Then the living room wall clock. He has to stand on the couch to reach it, one hand braced on the wall, Henley riding up just enough to reveal a strip of warm skin and the faint line of a happy trail I have zero business memorizing, but absolutely will be replaying in 4K for the next decade. I hand him the tiny screwdriver like it's a sacred relic. Our fingers overlap. Neither of us lets go for 3 full seconds. Then the bedroom clock. He pauses in the doorway like he's asking permission with his entire body, and I just nod because words are officially gone. We're both squeezed in the tiny space between the dresser and the bed, shoulders touching, breath fogging the mirror, fairy lights from the living room bleeding soft gold through the doorway. He sets it to 9:41 p.m. I accidentally brush his arm when I lean in to check. Then the bathroom clock, the tiny one on the shelf above the sink. We're practically sharing the same square foot of tile now, his chest to my back, his arm reaching past me to press the buttons, my hoodie slipping further off my shoulder every time I breathe. The mirror fogs from shared air. Neither of us moves away. Then the oven clock. He has to crouch. I have to lean over him to see the buttons. And suddenly we're both laughing into each other's necks because we set it to 12:34 just to be chaotic. Every room, every clock, every accidental on purpose touch, every shared laugh when we set one 5 minutes fast for motivation, every quiet pause that lasts 2 heartbeats too long, every time our eyes meet and the air gets heavier, sweeter, louder in all the silent ways. The apartment is officially synchronized, every clock reading the exact same perfect time. We end up back in the living room. Last clock on the bookshelf, the big analog one with the loudest, most obnoxious tick in the northern hemisphere. He's on his knees, adjusting it. I'm sitting cross-legged on the rug, pretending to help. Hoodie slipped completely off both shoulders and never going back up. Fairy lights painting us both in gold. He sets the time, 9:47 p.m. exactly, clicks the final button, and the apartment goes perfectly, beautifully, deliciously quiet except for that one steady, smug tick, tick, tick. He doesn't stand up. "Chloe," he says, voice rougher than it was an hour ago, eyes locked on mine instead of the clock. I answer by closing the last 6 inches. The kiss is immediate, open, hungry, perfect, like the power never flickered. It just rerouted straight through our mouths. And decided to stay. The clock keeps ticking, loud, steady, counting something that definitely isn't minutes anymore. We stay on the rug, Hoodie disappearing completely, Henley vanishing somewhere between the couch and the bookshelf, fairy lights flickering like gossip, Kevin the plant pretending he's not taking mental screenshots for his future memoir. There are slow dances with no music except the lo-fi playlist looping the same perfect song for the 12th time, and that one relentless clock marking every heartbeat. Whispered confessions against collarbones about how he's been looking for literally any excuse to knock after 9 p.m. For weeks. Laughter that turns into happy tears when I admit I saw the lights flicker at 8:57 and didn't reset a single clock on purpose because I wanted him to come fix them, and me. Coffee that goes cold 3 separate times because neither of us can be trusted to care about caffeine when there are collarbones to trace. Quiet promises pressed against wrists and hip bones, and the spot just below my ear that makes my knees forget their job entirely. 11 p.m. We make a wish on the microwave clock we just set. He whispers his against my neck. I whisper mine against his collarbone. They're the same wish, and it already came true. 47 a.m. We attempt to cook grilled cheese, because it's the only thing I own that doesn't require actual skill, and fail spectacularly. Butter burns, cheese melts onto the stove, smoke detector threatens mutiny. We eat the slightly charred sandwiches anyway, sitting cross-legged on the counter, feeding each other bites between kisses that taste like smoke and vanilla and forever. 19 a.m. We slow dance again, barefoot on the rug, Hoodie long gone, Henley a distant memory next to a trail of tiny screwdrivers and one rogue button that will live under the couch forever as a souvenir. 33 a.m. We fall asleep tangled under the same blanket on the couch, his head on my chest, my fingers in his hair, every clock in the apartment ticking in perfect, smug unison, like they orchestrated the entire night and are now taking a well-earned bow. 7 a.m. The sun starts creeping in, soft pink and gold, painting us both in dawn like the night is refusing to clock out. Chloe winks at the camera, phone propped on the bookshelf where it's been recording since 9:17 p.m., battery clinging to 1%, red light finally dead, but the memory full, Hoodie completely missing in action, the loudest clock now reading 5:08 a.m., and still smug, fairy lights still glowing like they're proud of their part in this, sunrise spilling across both of us like the universe is taking a curtain call. And that's the full, longer, uncut, heart-exploding, blinking 12. Apocalypse, room to room, all night into dawn, every clock got reset but us, microwave disco, 88 time travel, fairy light golden, Hoodie that never stood a chance, tiny screwdriver foreplay story of how "Let me fix your clocks" became the slowest, best, loudest ticking, never-ending night of my entire life. Some things don't need resetting, they just need the right person to finally make them run on forever, and maybe set a few clocks 5 minutes fast, so morning never actually arrives. Like, subscribe, ring the bell, comment the last time a quick fix took all night and you still weren't done by sunrise. Chloe's dangerous desires just set the time to permanent. And we're never, ever hitting snooze.